All right, welcome back everybody to the Go Wellness Practice Accelerator Challenges. This is your host of the day, Kate Archibald, and very honored to be here with some cool people. We got the amazing Annie Asher here with us. Annie, how you doing?
So good. How are you guys doing?
Doing great. And we got Shawnee with us, as well as Dan and Regan. How's it going, everybody?
Good.
So before we dive in, want to cover any announcements we have. Annie, what do we have coming up?
Yeah, so we've just got session 2 coming up June 3rd and 4th. It's like, seems like it's far away, but it's really not. It's in a couple months. So I just kind of wanted to go over the agenda a little bit with you guys just to get you stoked about what we're doing. So session 2 is always rooted around the innovation in medicine. So Elon Musk is our spirit animal for the event.
Yes, spirit animal.
He's our event spirit animal. Yes, so we've got some really good stuff. We'll be talking about peptides, herbal medicine, hormones, psychedelics, woo, IVs, and all that good stuff. We'll be talking about lifestyle medicine, especially with female hormones. The recharge and restorative phases of care, which is actually, we're going to be jumping a little bit into something like that today. We'll be talking some peptide science and pharmacology with one of our peptide experts, pharmacists. I'm not sure if it's Wells or VPI, but one of those babes will be there. We're going to be diving into teamwork and your team culture and how that's so important to building your practice. We'll dive into our 3-day thyroid gut hormone workshop, innovation and collaboration. So the who, what, when in your practice, how you need to kind of like build that infrastructure to grow, knowing who those people are, when to execute, all that good stuff. What else? All kinds. I'm just stoked. This is going to be a great event. So we'll be talking longevity, lifetime extender with different peptides, V cells, pain reset, and how to really dial in the pain ROF, which I think is going to be really awesome.
Beautiful. Let's dive in here, Reagan. I'm excited to go over some really cool stuff today.
Yeah, me too. So we, Dan and I, by the way, that was fun Saturday. Dan and I were just rapping, talking about innovative medicine, got on a Zoom call, and I just felt supercharged after that, because you guys, all I'm saying is do not miss the next session. It's going to be historical. And by the way, Dan, I just got off a Zoom call with one of my Free Zone Frontiers mastermind I'm in with Strategic Coach. Yeah. And he creates artificial intelligence, and he's got ideas. As I was going through his program design, the Accelerate program, same thing we're going to talk about today. He's like, I bet you this is kind of like a playbook, where there's certain plays that you're just going to be running based on what shows up. And he was just going through the idea of IA can do a lot of, not the thinking for you, but it can ask the right questions to make sure that you're going down the typical pathway that's going to get the solution for the patient. And so I'm looking at that. I'm like, now that's innovative medicine, where you have AI that's kind of keeping you on track. I mean, how many of you are using Google in your day-to-day operations, right? Everyone's using it. And this guy, he's got a company that's valuated at about $3 billion. So I think he's got some horsepower behind him. It'll be fun. So he's slated to speak at the session 2 as well. So you guys are going to hear Go Wellness may be the first group to actually bring in AI in more of a functional medicine setting, which would be pretty damn cool.
Nice. That'll be awesome.
Yeah. That's some innovation there. That's like, electric driving car, some AI to help guide us along in our protocols. What could be better? So today, what I wanted to chat about is just the protocols. We went through the last 2 sessions. PACs have been on, really dialing in your HPA axis. And Dan, any highlights from last week? I mean, on the gut?
Oh, just the interconnected web that it presents. Like
the brain affects the gut affects the brain, the adrenals affect the brain and the gut. I mean, just this mass amount of communication and just kind of picking those things apart. We had a good rap session on it. It was good.
Man, it's so exciting because you look at vagal tone, heart rate variability. Oh wow, like okay, and our gut's related to vagal tone, which interacts with our brain, but also it interacts with our heart. Like everything's so connected there.
Yeah, we chatted about the rat study where they induced stress on the brain, and within 48 hours, these rats all had gut dysfunction, IBS, Crohn's, just from that vagal. It's amazing. And then the back and forth, the neurotransmitters and the neuropeptides that are made in the gut. So we had a really good session on it.
Man, yeah, that's great. Well, so hopefully everybody got the foundation for the HPA axis. And one of the reasons why we said, let's start here is because it's really challenging to get somebody to heal if they're in a chronic stress response. I don't care how many great gut protocols you put them on. You can put them on the best detox products, get them on the best foods. But if their body's stuck in that fight or flight response, everything gets overridden by that vagus nerve. So that's HPA axis. So hopefully you guys got that. Month 2, the reason why we have this growth hormone recovery is because growth hormone is depleted by 50% by the age of 50. Most of our patients are 50 and older. 50 to 75 is our sweet spot. I know, Dan, your demographic's probably a little younger, isn't it? You're doing more family practice.
Yeah.
And infertility.
Yeah, we get, probably most of our patients fall within like a 30 to 45, maybe 50. Mm-hmm. So we got about a 20-year gap, 30 to 50. That's pretty heavy.
Yeah. We don't get a lot of 50-year-olds looking for fertility help. I mean, it's just
no. You'd be surprised how many we get, though.
Yeah. I guess I have to say 48 is the oldest person I've ever helped with fertility, and she got pregnant.
But and that goes right with the Accelerate Wellness, because when we're having that discussion with people that are coming in with fertility issues, as they're getting older, the reason like it starts to decline, fertility at like 38 is because of oxidative stress, mitochondrial stress, and you do start to see a decline in mitochondrial function. Like it's an energy problem, right?
Yeah.
You don't have the energy to sustain the level of exposure that their bodies have been doing in the level of depletion that they've had.
Yeah, that's interesting. And so how many of your patients would you say they have dysregulated HPA axis?
Oh man, probably upwards around 80%.
80%. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, and educating the patients on the cell danger response,
mm-hmm.
A lot of them pick it out themselves. They're like, that's me.
Yeah.
But it's crazy. But yeah, a lot of HPA axis stuff. I mean, who's not stressed these days? And then most people, we have to have that conversation about, you may be able to reason with your stress, but that doesn't mean your body can handle that level of stress.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are like, it's not that bad, and we get that a lot, right?
Yeah. They downplay it. They're like, oh, everybody's stressed. Well, it's not having an impact on me. I saw a patient today, and that was the biggest thing is I was talking to him about aldosterone and hypertension and the kidneys. And I'm looking at his fatty liver. I'm looking at his kidney function, the anion gap, the dysregulation with sodium, potassium, and chloride. And then I'm seeing this super low CO2. I'm like, yeah, your mitochondria is struggling. He's like, I'm tired all the time, but I'm stressed all the time. I'm like, what time do you go to bed? Well, I can't fall asleep before 1 a.m. I'm like, what? He's like, 2 a.m. is my average. And he's like, but I sleep pretty good. I'm like, yeah, I don't think so. Yeah. I think if you slept pretty good and your body could handle, he's like, well, I've done this for years. I'm like, well, that's the problem is is you're not on the circadian rhythms. And so your HPA axis is always going to be out of balance. And when that's out of balance, you're in a chronic cell danger response, the mitochondria. So it's an interesting thing when you can tackle that, then you go to the next phase. And the way I think about it, I say, well, what's the hormone that if we turn on this one hormone, it changes everything in the body and it puts the body in this thinking process. Essentially, it's the mindset hormone for the physiology, and that's growth hormone. But Dan, what would you say the primary actions are of growth hormone?
Well, I mean, just any type of anabolic function in the body. Repair is, at a certain point, besides growth, it becomes repair and cell turnover, like, keeping things healthy, maintaining that lean muscle mass. We've talked a lot about the muscle wasting and tissue loss that we get with aging, but, it's keeping things functioning. It's keeping things healing and, making sure that we're getting new cellular turnover, brain health, just all of that.
Yeah, it's so critical. And I don't know if you guys remember what it's like to be young. Okay, maybe you do. But think about how fast you healed, how well you slept, the amount of balance and proprioception you had, the ability to learn and memorize things was accentuated. All those things are the result of having adequate levels of growth hormone. And yes, with growth hormone, it's really important to talk to your patients about not overeating and having time-restricted eating, doing some fasting, because you want to be able to have some healthy autophagy in between there, exercising every day. That first 30 days, we're getting our patients in the habit of exercising. That's one of their very first hacks. And then once they're used to that, then when they get on growth hormone, they recover so much faster. And I shouldn't say growth hormone, but, we put them on either CJC 1295 or more commonly tesamorelin with ipamorelin. And it makes such a big difference in that month 2. So month 2, you're thinking, okay, growth hormone recovery. Well, now people are really going to start ratcheting up their exercise program, and then think like thymosin beta 4, because that's going to help their body recover, and it's angiogenic. So they're going to have better cellular turnover. They're going to feel more willing and capable to exercise the next day, because think about how your patients feel if they're sore all the time. This is a really critical thing. I've had my trainer, Michael Banks, he's had all of his clients, he said, get on some type of growth hormone releasing peptide, get on testosterone, all his men, and take thymosin beta 4 because you recover faster. So, we get all kinds of calls every week about patients who are trained by their trainer to get on thymosin beta 4, and then they want to work out the next day. So he doesn't have cancellation. So a little marketing hack is work with local trainers and give their clients a way to recover faster, so that they want to keep training instead of postponing their next workout until they're more recovered. So these are some great things in month 2. Dan, any insights on why we put that in month 2, the growth hormone recovery phase?
Well, you have to get the regulation of that pituitary, right? You're messing with circadian function, and you're not going to get proper growth hormone release and regulation if everything, that cycle is not correct. If the stress hormone's kicking up, if that cortisol is disrupted, you're not going to get that growth hormone release. So, it's making sure that the system that produces it is working in order to get the production. Yeah.
So we've just simplified it. And then once your body's got the production, now we've got it out of stress. We've said, hey, it's okay to heal. Let's start working together instead of having this tension. Let's actually do some healing. And when that happens, holy smokes, you'll start seeing your patients really come to life, and it's an exciting time.
Hey everybody, Regan Archibald here. I hope you enjoyed the Go Wellness show and maybe learned a couple things you could apply to your practice. If you're a healthcare entrepreneur who wants to work in an academic think tank with like-minded humans who are just like you, looking to provide better service, better quality of care for your patients, reach us at info@gowellness.com and we're happy to do a free practice analysis for you.